My mother is crying on my porch. Not the soft, theatrical crying she used when she wanted sympathy from neighbors. This is the ugly kind, the kind that drips off a person like sweat. I watch her through the window and don't open the door. For 10 years, I begged to be heard. Today, she begs to be let in. The balance feels correct. I leaned against the wall and let the memories come, because this is the moment I rehearsed in my head every night inside a 6x8 concrete box. I always knew this day would come. I just didn't know she'd look this small. Growing up, my twin brother Daniel and I were a match set to the outside world. Same face, same voice, same crooked smile. But inside the house, we were very different people. Daniel was charming, reckless, magnetic. I was quiet, observant, predictable. My parents loved him loudly. They loved me conveniently. If something broke, it was my fault. If something went missing, it was my fault. If Daniel came home late, they asked if I knew where he was. It was a system, a rhythm, a silent agreement we never discussed. He could do no wrong. I could absorb all wrong. I didn't realize how dangerous that arrangement was until the night it ruined my life. I still remember the flashing lights painting our living room red and blue. Police, neighbors watching. My mother shaking her head like she was disappointed, not shocked. Daniel had robbed a convenience store with a gun. The clerk got hurt. Daniel ran. I was asleep in my room when they dragged me out in handcuffs. I remember shouting, "You got the wrong one. Check the cameras. Check the timestamps." My father wouldn't look at me. My mother said, "Stop lying. Just tell him the truth." I realized then Daniel had already told them it was me, and they believed him without hesitation, without doubt, because the system had always worked that way. At the station, I kept saying the same thing. I was home. They kept showing me grainy footage, a hood, my face, my build, my walk, identical. Daniel had worn my jacket, my shoes. He'd even shaved his beard to match me. It was meticulous, planned. He knew exactly what he was doing. What broke me wasn't the footage. It was when my parents came in to talk sense into me. They weren't there to defend me. They were there to make me confess. My own mother said Daniel would never do something like this. I stopped talking after that, not because I had nothing to say, because I finally understood I was alone. Prison is loud at night, metal doors, shouting, coughing, but the loudest thing was the memory of my parents sitting in that courtroom, nodding as the judge sentenced me to 10 years. They never once looked unsure. That's when the planning began. Not revenge, justice. Cold, patient, legal justice. I spent my first year in the prison library. I read case law instead of novels, learned appeals instead of gossip. I found a lawyer who took interest in my case, not because of me, but because identical twin misidentification cases were rare and fascinating. I didn't correct him, let him be fascinated. I needed him curious. We started with the evidence my parents never asked for. Cell tower data. Daniel's phone pinged near the store that night. Mine didn't. Bank records. Daniel withdrew cash 20 minutes before the robbery. I didn't. Old social media photos. Daniel wearing my jacket days before. Small things, overlooked things, things a parent would have noticed if they were looking. We requested the original surveillance footage, not the still images the prosecution used, the raw video. In slow motion, frame by frame, you could see Daniel's habit of slightly dragging his left foot, a childhood injury, something I never had. It was beautiful, precise, undeniable. The appeal took 2 years. The retrial took about 1 week. Daniel sat in the courtroom this time. My parents sat behind him. For the first time in my life, they looked confused, scared. When the expert pointed out the foot drag, my mother's hand covered her mouth. When the phone records were shown, my father started sweating. When Daniel was asked why his phone was near the store, he couldn't answer. I didn't look at them. I looked straight ahead and waited. Not guilty. 2 words. 10 years late. But I wasn't done. Because clearing my name wasn't justice. It was correction. Justice required exposure. I filed a civil suit,
wrongful imprisonment due to negligent testimony and failure to verify identity against my parents and Daniel. The case was public. Media loved it. Headlines everywhere. Twin framed brother. Parents backed the lie. My parents' faces were on every screen in town. They settled quickly. Sold the house, drained retirement,
paid for every year they took from me. Daniel went to prison, the same one I had just left. That part felt poetic. Which brings me back to now. My mother, on my porch. Her mascara is gone. Her pride is gone. She knocks again, soft this time. I open the door. She looks older than 10 years. "Please," she says, "your father is sick. We have nothing left. We thought maybe you could help." I stare at her. This woman who watched me get caged and said nothing. This woman who chose the wrong son without blinking. I feel no anger. That's the strangest part. Just clarity. "You had a son who could have helped you," I say calmly. "You sent him to prison." She starts crying harder. I don't raise my voice. I don't need to. "Daniel can help you when he gets out." Her face collapses when she realizes what I've done, what I've become. I am no longer the convenient child. I am the consequence. I close the door gently. Not a slam, just a quiet, final sound. I sit back down and listen to her footsteps fade from the porch. For 10 years I dreamed about screaming at them, about making them hurt. But this silence, this indifference, this is what justice feels like. Not loud, not explosive, just balanced. They believed the wrong son, and now they have to live with the right one.